We create an experience for older adults that is unique to everyone, and it's really neat to be a part of that mission.
I just like to come here and hang out with everybody.
What I get out of my participation here is socialization, communication skills, and togetherness.
Hello, I'm Ann Hall. Welcome to Mature Living. In this episode, we'll look at disability resources for both older adults and adults with disabilities, and those who care for them. We'll also look at the variety of programs available here in Fairfax County for this community. To start our discussion, I'm joined by Claudia Vila, Manager of Disability Rights and Resources in the Department of Family Services. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you.
Let's start with the basics. Why is it important that persons of all abilities fully participate in our community?
Well, one's ability to participate in their community is indicative of the community's success. Not only should everyone be able to provide input and enjoy the benefits of where they live, but most importantly, to be able to access services and programs in an accessible and integrated manner. So it's incredibly important, and everybody should have that right.
So what's the role of the Department of Family Services regarding individuals with disabilities? Does this agency serve as sort of a clearinghouse for programs and services that are in Fairfax County? How does it work?
Yeah, Department of Family Services works with a myriad of clients. Many of those have disabilities, and so it becomes imperative that staff is well trained and equipped to assist individuals based on their varying needs, and they do that by being up to date on the latest assistive technology, communication tools. The unit that I supervise, Disability Rights and Resources, our mission is to promote the inclusion and the independence of persons of all abilities. And we do that in a variety of ways. We provide referrals to callers as well as technical assistance based on the various disability-related laws, such as the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Fair Housing Act. And we also provide staff training on various disability-related topics, such as disability etiquette and best practices.
And this training is available for your staff?
That's correct. It's available for Department of Family Services staff, and every couple of times a year we open it up to all county staff that are interested and would like to attend.
So do people call and get referrals?
Typically folks make their way to our ADCR line. That stands for Adult Disability Caregiver Resource Line. It's a bit of a mouthful. And our colleagues there do a really fabulous job at being able to intake a call and determine where an individual should be referred to based on the need that they articulate. Calls that are transferred to Disability Rights and Resources are those that are a little bit more technical in nature. So for example, we might have someone giving us a call, they're trying to rent an apartment in an apartment complex. They have a service animal, and although the landlord is allowing them to rent there, they're trying to charge them a pet fee. Or another call that we get quite a bit is someone that needs a reasonable accommodation request. Again, a tenant in an apartment complex that might be trying to get a parking spot closer to their unit because their disability is such that mobility is difficult and painful. So with those types of calls, our staff would provide technical assistance in these two examples based on the Fair Housing Act. And the goal would really be to provide them with their rights and responsibilities as tenants under the law, and hopefully equip them with enough resources that they can be their own self-advocate.
Claudia, do you have any success stories that you could share with us?
it's really one of the best parts of our job is to work with callers who really are just, they want to be their own advocates. They want to stay in place where they're at. It's just a matter of not being able to really articulate what their needs are, sometimes not even having knowledge of what their rights are. We do have a couple of stories where we have assisted someone with a disability that wanted to get a reasonable accommodation, similar to my example, where they wanted a parking spot closer to their unit and wasn't even aware that that was something that they could ask for. And so we provided them with some resources, and they were able to have that conversation with their landlord. The landlord didn't know that that was something that they could do. So it was a really nice, I spoke with the landlord as well. So it was a really nice interaction where everyone really wanted to do the right thing. It was just a matter of not really knowing where to begin.
Exactly. And do your community partners help with this sort of thing too?
Yeah, we have some really great nonprofits in Fairfax County, and we try to work with them whenever possible. Disability Rights and Resources contracts specifically with 3 local nonprofits. We work with Brain Injury Services, Legal Services of Northern Virginia, and Northern Virginia Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. And they have deliverables where they provide direct client services to the population that they serve. But another great thing is that we also contract with them to come in on a quarterly basis and to train Fairfax County staff on legal updates related to the disability population. During COVID, we had Northern Virginia Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing come in and walk us through how to host virtual meetings through Zoom in a way that is accessible to everyone, particularly those who might be deaf or hard of hearing and would need either an ASL interpreter or captions on the Zoom screen. So it's a great partnership because they are able to provide us with knowledge that we wouldn't otherwise have without them.
Great. Has the need become greater? Do you notice that the number of calls has increased or decreased?
So that would actually really be a question for our folks working in ADCR, but they do tell us all the time that calls have increased within my unit because so much of the work that we do is more involved in technical in nature. I would say that the type of assistance has changed a little bit. Whereas before COVID, we worked with a lot of questions related to housing. During COVID, it was a lot of questions related to the pandemic, vaccination. Will someone come to my home and vaccinate me? Will the vaccination sites be accessible? I have a mobility disability. So I would say that overall within Department of Family Services, the calls and the need has absolutely increased. But because we don't interact with callers on a regular basis within the unit that I work for, I would say that the type of assistance has changed.
So you obviously enjoy, you're very dedicated to your work. Do you have any last thoughts that you'd like to share?
Yes, so a pretty significant part of the work that we do within Disability Rights and Resources is we provide staff support to the Fairfax Area Disability Services Board. And they are a volunteer board, an advisory board. It's comprised of 15 volunteers from City of Fairfax, City of Falls Church, and Fairfax County. They are appointed by the Board of Supervisors, and their goal is to advise the board on issues related to people with physical and sensory disabilities. And so it's a pitch of sorts for your viewers if they would like to know a little bit more about the work that this board is doing. These meetings are held to the public, they're open. And so if you'd like to attend or find out a little bit more about their initiatives, I encourage everyone to attend a future meeting. They typically meet the second Monday of each month or every other month from 7 to 9 p.m. And these meetings are open to the public. They are both in person and virtual. And if viewers would like to know a little bit more, they can always go on fairfaxcounty.gov, enter public meetings in the search bar, and the meetings for that month will populate, and they'll be able to get information there on how to access the meetings.
Claudia, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for sharing all this useful information. Sounds like you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Later in the show, we'll learn about transportation resources for people with disabilities. But first, we'll learn about an important new resource that opened spring of 2022. Rose Robinson, Division Manager with ServiceSource at the Wellness Center for Older Adults, explains how this center benefits our community.
So I've been Division Manager of the Wellness Center for a little over a year now. We opened in March of 2022, and I oversee the day-to-day operations. I help coordinate the activities and the services we provide, and I run a team here who facilitate those activities. The Wellness Center is open to any older adult age 50 years and older, with or without a disability. We're an inclusive center, and all of our programming is geared towards older adults, and we adapt and modify all of the activities we offer here.
Well, I've been coming to the Wellness Center since March 17th, 2022, and I get socialization, making friends, and I retired from my job, and I also want to let you know that I'm coming here to learn to become employable.
So the ServiceSource is the anchor organization, and we have 15 community partners. Some of those partners are AARP and All-Term Association. They do our health presentation, community education. NovaScript Central does medication reviews and like heart healthy workshops. And then we have the Shepherd Center, and they are providing transportation for older adults to and from the Wellness Center. They deem the Wellness Center as a place to come get a health screening, like a trip of necessity. And then we have McLean Project for the Arts. They do weekly art sessions with us, and our clients love doing art and expressive therapies. And then we have partnered with a few universities. So we give students opportunities to work with adults with disabilities in a community setting. That's like Shenandoah University, Northern Virginia Community College. And with George Mason University, we've created a Northern Virginia Center on Aging, and this allows the students and the professors to try evidence-based activities with our clients here. So this facility is unique that it's on a campus with older adults, with the Fairfax County Senior Center here, and independent living and assisted living. And so they saw a need to create a hub for services for older adults on this campus, but to also branch it out so that it serves all of Fairfax County.
It's fun hanging out with everybody. I get to know what they like, what they don't like, and they get to know what I like and don't like. It's very active. That's what I was looking for. Very active and sociable, and the people are very friendly and all that. So and they have a whole bunch of stuff to do.
We offer activities through our day program for adults that come every day, but a lot of our programs are through our community partners. And we offer blood pressure screenings, memory screenings, health screenings. We have a lot of health presentations. And then we offer as well technology classes and fitness classes. And these are, again, geared towards older adults and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So it's very inclusive, and we play games together, we dance, and we do other art and expressive therapies together.
I'm learning communication skills, problem-solving skills, and processing information, visual processing, and memory skills, and so on.
Clients that want to attend every day can utilize county services such as FastTran, or if they're private pay, they can utilize Motive Care or other alternate transportation. For those that are stopping in for a special event, they can utilize the Shepherd Center by making an appointment with them. They can utilize taxi services, or if you live close by, you can walk in. We've got a great walkable community.
Well, I started with them in June, and when I get here, I drink hot chocolate, play on the computer. Then we have either morning coffee a couple days a week, and the morning jam was we had this morning, and we have lunch together.
So it's very exciting to have this unique opportunity. It really means a lot to me to be able to work with a team of adults that share this common mission, and to create an experience for older adults. I love working with older adults. They're my passion.
In our first segment, we talked with Claudia Villa, Manager of Disability Rights and Resources in the Department of Family Services. Claudia provided a great overview on this topic and highlighted resources for adults with disabilities, older adults, and caregivers. Now I'm glad to welcome Susan Shaw, Transportation Options, Programs and Services Program Manager, better known as TOPS. To this discussion, we will focus on transportation. Thanks for joining us, Susan.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about TOPS. When was it established, and who are some of the primary participants in the program?
The TOPS program itself is actually a fairly new program. It began in April of 2021. And some folks listening may remember when we had the Taxi Access, Dial-A-Ride, and Seniors on the Go. Those were 3 taxi voucher programs that we had in Human Services Transportation. And we essentially took those 3 programs and consolidated them and made them into one streamlined, more efficient program for our residents. And the TOPS program provides our residents with a subsidized debit card for our residents. And our focus participants are for our seniors, people with disabilities, and individuals with low income.
So what's the criteria to be a TOPS participant? You mentioned income. How about age? Does that factor into the eligibility?
It absolutely does. And first and foremost, we want you to be a Fairfax County resident and then meet one of the 3 following criteria options. So for seniors, we want participants to be 50 years of age and older, and make $50,000 or less. For the people with disabilities, you can be a Metro Access participant and you would automatically qualify. Or if you receive SSI or SSDI, the Social Security Disability Insurance, you'd be eligible as well. And for low income participants, you would meet it's 225% of the federal poverty level, which is right around $29,000. And that's regardless of age. So that's really focusing in on those that are 50 years of age or younger.
I understand that clients use a debit card to access the variety of transportation options through TOPS. Can you tell us about how that works?
Absolutely. So once people are approved into the program, participants will receive a credit card in the mail. Mm-hmm. And it looks like a credit card you may already have in your wallet. It just can be used only for transportation options. And so once participants receive that card in the mail, they then add a participant fee of $20 on their account. And once that money is added, then we load an additional $80 on their card for a total of $100 to use for transportation options. And right now the program is set up that you can add subsidies 4 times a year or a total of $400 on the card. And I also want to add that it can be used for any need. It can be used to go to the doctors, grocery stores, or to go see family and friends.
Does this work for all transportation services? For example, Uber or a bus or Metro?
Exactly. So it can be used on Fairfax County regulated taxis. It can be used on Ubers or Lyft types of ride-sharing services, and that could be used, you would have to use an app through your phone. You can also take your TOPS card and add money to your Smart Trip card and use it on the Fairfax County Connector bus, Metro Rail, and Metro Bus as well. And you can also use it on Capital Bike Share rentals as also. And an important piece here is it gives people the option to choose which mode of transportation best fits with their schedule and lifestyle as well.
So how popular is the program? How many people are enrolling? Do you think it's going up or down? Or?
We definitely have seen an increase in the numbers. We right now we have a little over 2,000 participants, and it was certainly popular, especially over the holidays. We noticed an uptick in use and popularity. So yes, we were very excited about the growth of the program.
So what do you like best about your work?
It's absolutely working with the residents every single day. We receive calls from caregivers, from participants needing transportation and transportation services. And every single day we help someone find their transportation options for them. And TOPS is one piece that can help them just with their daily lives and finding, help them support their options in transportation that they may need, that they're looking for.
How can people get started in the program?
Absolutely. They can by calling our customer service number at the 703-222-9764. We also have a website through fairfaxcounty.gov. If you search Human Services Transportation, you'll find our website, and you can apply there. And if you give us a call, we can also mail you out an application as well and get you started that way too.
Wonderful. Are there any limitations on distance?
There are no limitations on distance. However, the rides must originate in Fairfax County. And additionally, the max limit that you can put on your card would be $550. So we try to let folks know that money can go fairly quickly, especially if you're taking long trips by taxi or an Uber or Lyft.
What are some of the other options that you give people?
So part of Human Services Transportation not only includes our TOPS program, but includes our critical medical care program as well. That is some transportation options that includes for people that are on dialysis or chemo. And especially the people who have what we call routine doctor appointments that we can schedule through our ride scheduling software is also assistance. As part of our Human Services Transportation, we also have the Mobility Management Program, and that currently is a grant-funded program that allows us a little bit more extra, what we say, when people call in, it helps them provide options to them. And so the individual will work with them, give them options, what works best for their trip, or perhaps a specific occasion that they may be going to.
Right. So what are your hours of operation?
So the hours of operation for our customer service number is 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So if folks have questions during that time period, they can certainly give us a call. Your TOPS card will work 24/7. And so if you have questions or you get, after those hours, you do have to wait the following day to give us a call.
But you could schedule someone to pick you up at 6 a.m.
You could absolutely schedule yourself to pick up. And that is part of the TOPS program, is it's on the person's responsibility to schedule those rides for their trips.
Right. So how do you reload the card? Do you need some sort of special app on a smartphone, or can this be done over the phone?
Yes, so to reload, you can either give us a call and we can take credit card information over the phone. Once you receive a card, you can set up your own account online, and you can add your credit card to the account and pay that way. I would also let people know too that the card itself then operates just like a credit card. So for example, in a taxi, you would swipe a card just like a credit card. If you were using it on an Uber or Lyft, you would need a smartphone and download an Uber app, and you would add your TOPS card in as a credit card and use it that way. And then lastly, for the to ride the Fairfax Connector bus or the Metro, you would add the TOPS card to your SmartTrip account and move money over that way into the SmartTrip account, which allows you then to use the Fairfax Connector, Metro bus, and Metro rail.
This is all very, very important, very interesting, but it's also very technical. Is there someone on staff who can help us if we have problems with the technical aspect?
Absolutely, and that's what our customer service call center there is there for. I'm one of the call people behind the scenes that helps take the calls and answers them. And every single one of us will help you with those options and talk you through what works best for not only the TOPS program, but any of your transportation needs.
Excellent. So you've covered a lot of ground, but is there more that you'd like to say? Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Anytime that you have questions, whether you are a resident or a caregiver and have someone that you need transportation assistance for, please give us a call and we can certainly help you walk through some options for your needs.
That sounds great. Susan, thank you so much for sharing all this great information with us. And thank you for watching this edition of Mature Living. I'm Ann Hall. We'll see you next time.